What's going on, everyone? Chris from PickDogs.com here with your morning show. We're here 365 days a year. We're delivering it today on Tuesday. I almost got my days mixed up. Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. I keep catching myself saying 2024 in the videos too. So
same here.
Have to, yeah.
It's bad. Well, it's getting better each day.
I don't remind you.
Yeah, it's getting better each day, but at the beginning there was every video I kept saying 2024. So
yeah, yeah, and I still posted some of them saying 2024. But either way, we're here today. We got college hoops, a stacked college hoops card. Definitely quality over quantity today. A lot of good college hoops games on the board. Some NHL, some NBA, inching closer and closer to the college football and NFL playoffs. Got a lot of action to talk about. Brad, how's it going?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Yesterday went 1-1-1. My pick of the day was the Timberwolves -2. So it hurt that I couldn't get that win there. I should have got it. I was also on the Spurs last night. I see some people in the comments were on that as well. I mean, just a brutal beat there. They had that game the whole time, and the Bulls came back. So kind of licking my wounds. A 1-1 a day is not too bad. Should have been better. But like you said, great college basketball card. Pumped to go over it.
Absolutely. Costy, how you doing there? Out of the snow and back into the office, I see.
No, this isn't Costy. This is Jay.
Okay, then.
Yo, what's up with your boys?
You sound like you stubbed your toe on the desk.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it every day. I'm
Okay,
getting better.
Well, yeah,
because when I do it in front of the mirror, it sounds way better than when I go live. It doesn't sound the same.
If I had a nickel for every time I bet you said that it looked and sounded better when you were doing it in front of the mirror, and then when you did it live, it didn't pan out as much.
It's like when remember like the movies do it, like you're kissing the mirror, your first kiss. I don't think anybody actually did that.
Hell no.
Don't tell me you still do that, Chris. You don't do it anymore, do you?
Yeah. Nobody does that anymore.
Nobody does that anymore.
Anyways, for everybody asking, Jay's all right. He's going to be back tomorrow. Just told him to take one more day. He's getting past. He's through the worst of it. He's coming out on the other side, and we'll have him back tomorrow. He'll be back. Didn't ask him about the jam session. We just talked about the morning show, but I'm assuming that the jam session will probably be back tomorrow as well. So, but if you're still looking for daily picks on all the games, Brad and I covered all the games from the NBA today. We covered the majority of the college hoops games. The wraparound's going to be up after the show. Lots of free picks out there for anybody who wants it. So, but
how you doing,
man?
Chris?
I'm doing all right. I think winning day yesterday.
Okay.
My play of the day was Ohio State, and got it. Of course, overtime is where favorites and unders go to die, and it just didn't work. Actually, I can't even say favorites go to die. Underdogs die there too. But yeah, it was a game where I thought, Minnesota's been so bad that they're on auto fade for me. I mean, they'd covered one game all season, and I'm not a guy that buys low on certain teams like that. I thought they were just too one-dimensional, but they gave Ohio State a run. Maybe Ohio State isn't that good, so we'll have to see. But I'm telling you, I love today's college hoops card. Locked in on it. Ready to make some money today.
Yeah, much better today than yesterday. No flag games and Mississippi Valley State, all that.
You come on. You can't tell me that you don't like swaction. You don't like me action. You don't like.
I mean, it's all right. I'd rather have what we have today, though. Let's be real.
That's true. Yeah. Well, yeah. Tennessee, Florida probably is a little bit better than Alabama State and Arkansas Pine Bluff. I mean, realistically, but just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, decent NBA card. I mean, there was a couple games yesterday where I was kind of like on the fence about it. It was one of those days where I just put in the wrong game. I was trying to talk myself onto Indiana, ended up settling for the Knicks, and it, like I said, just went kind of went backwards. It should have went the other way, but again, it just is what it is. The Memphis Hustle, getting it together, putting it together against the Dallas Mavericks. Look at some of the scores. The Bucks blew out the Raptors. I didn't even see the score, and I just looked now. Hoy.
Yeah, that was okay.
Are the Sixers that bad?
Yes.
I mean, they're playing a little bit decent for a little bit.
Because they were without Joel Embiid last night, but I thought they would have still beat the Suns, who've been terrible this year.
The Suns did the cheat code. Let's just put Booker on the bench and then have him come out with the second teamers. It's actually not a bad. They've done this before. Remember they did it with Russell Westbrook, and it was pretty successful.
Yeah.
Not the Suns, but just in general, putting an all-star.
Yeah. That's true. I didn't even think of that. Well, I mean, he didn't do too well last night. He went 3 of 16 for 10 points. But
hey, man, bench points matter.
He didn't come off the bench though. He started.
I think you're talking about Bradley Beal, probably.
No, that's what I meant.
Bradley Beal.
Sorry.
That's why I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's like
Bradley
Devin
Beal.
Booker.
Yeah, benching Booker would have been great.
Maybe that's the key for Bradley Beal and unlocking Bradley Beal's potential.
Yeah, I've been saying in my videos, I think Bradley Beal's one of the most overrated players in the NBA. I mean, when he was on the Wizards, he was dropping 30 a night, but they couldn't win. He goes on the Suns. He hasn't been great. I don't know. Not a big Bradley Beal guy.
He was good. I mean, he had a really good career at Florida. And when he came out, he was just a shooter. And he got better. I mean, he did have a couple – the years when John Wall and Bradley Beal were on the Wizards, they were a power combo. They were playing really well. And then as soon as he lost Wall, he just the injury started piling up, and he just never was able to recreate himself.
Yeah.
He was a third overall pick, wasn't he?
He was high. Yeah.
He was a high draft pick.
The high lottery pick, yep. But he was good. I mean, he had a great career at Florida.
Who else was taken in that draft? I want to see. Just if I had to do a redraft of who I would take.
What year was that?
2012 NBA draft.
2012.
So hold on. So the 2012 NBA draft was the Anthony Davis year. You had Michael Kidd Gilchrist go second. God, I remember that. Bradley Beal third, Dion Waiters fourth, Thomas Robinson fifth. Damian Lillard went at 6. Harrison Barnes went at 7. Terrence Ross at 8. Not bad. Andre Drummond at 9. Yeah. Draymond Green at 35. Chris Middleton at 39. And then a bunch of guys.
You look back and you're like, wow, some of these guys never did. Like Jared Sullinger from Ohio State was a beast. Did nothing. Fab Melo, big guy from Syracuse. Did nothing.
My God. I remember
nothing.
Great name, but
even Perry Jones III from Baylor was balling at Baylor and just never really transitioned at all.
Oh, damn. Chris Middleton was in that draft.
Dude, Draymond was the 35th pick.
Yeah, there's just for me, there's a lot of value that you find with players in the second round, just as much as you find. Well, I would say even more so with the lottery. But I would say you have best success in the lottery at the top of the draft. But
and you realize, like, when the end of the second round guys are never like superstars. Like, it's not like the NFL where you can get Mr. Irrelevance and end up being good players. Like, I just feel like in the NBA draft, you never hear that guy that gets incorrectly graded. And he's like the end of the second round and he becomes like a superstar. I might be mistaken. Somebody in the comments could tell me somebody that was end of the second round that became a superstar, but I don't remember any off the top of my head.
Any what?
That I don't remember any that were drafted so late that became superstars.
Would you classify undrafted as that as well?
Like end of the second round.
Let's see. Well, if we just look at like the last few years, let me look at the last.
They're saying Jokic in the comments.
Yeah, Jokic. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Oh boy, I accidentally clicked on the Anthony Bennett draft. Oh God.
Yeah.
Jokic was taken. Yeah, Jokic was taken 41st.
Yeah.
But Costa, you mean like 50th, right? Like.
Yeah, like I mean that's
late.
41st is still pretty.
Yeah, that's
pretty down there. but he's like middle of the pack, second round.
I mean, like,
And I feel like now, I mean, this
there,
is
but like Norman Powell went 46th to the Bucks and traded Toronto in 2015.
Still not a superstar. Like Joker is definitely up
good.
there.
I'm just saying he's good.
But I feel like now in the last, like, I mean, Joker was 2014, so that's 10 years ago. That they're doing much better with scouting international players than they did in the past. Like before, a lot of the international players were going in those late first round, second round picks. And now you're, a couple of them, obviously, like the superstars, but now I feel like they have a really good scope on these international guys that they're going lottery picks.
Yeah. I did a short yesterday where I was recording some of the shorts with Brandon, and we were talking about when we were doing I said, do you think the one and done rule hurts the players that are trying to go to the NBA? So you have to go the rule that you have to go to one year college eligibility before you go pro.
Can't hurt them. They're just getting more. It can't.
What I'm saying is that the guys just want to go from high school to the NBA.
I mean, it's worked for a lot of guys, and then it's not worked for a lot of guys. I mean, the first ever to do it was Amari Stoudemire. He was the first guy.
Yeah.
Amari, Tracy McGrady,
LeBron.
This is before LeBron. LeBron was.
I'm just saying the ones that come to mind for me are LeBron, Dwight Howard,
Kobe came out of high school, right?
Kobe.
I'm trying to think of a player that came out of high school that was just a straight bust.
Sebastian Telfair.
Okay, fair enough. There you go. I feel like a lot of them panned out, though. I think it should be an option, personally, if they want to do it.
But now they have the NIL money, so that I feel like they're not wasting their talent as much.
And also for the record books, like having that extra year. Like I feel like LeBron's like scoring record, like that's never going to be being because he had that extra year plus the extra years that he's playing now. So just for the record book, it hurts those guys.
There we go. Rod Zawacki. Isaiah Thomas went 60th. There we go.
Damn. 60th?
Kwame Brown was taken out of high school.
Okay.
Total bust. He was like, that was back in the age of like, if you were big and strong, like you have to be good. Like, because he dominated in high school, like they've gotten away from that. Just because you're big and tall doesn't mean you're going to be good. Wemby is not out of high school. Wemby played internationally.
No, but that's the other thing is that if guys want to circumvent the one and done rule, they'll do it like LaMelo did and go play in Australia, or they'll go play in Europe or something. They'll figure it out. So
Monte Ellis was not a bust. No way. Christian Laettner did not come out of high school. He played for.
He went to Duke.
Oh, Jay Smooth. I love the comments. Josh Smith. He was the best. Jay Smooth.
Darius Miles.
When the Hawks were good. Just remember when Jay Smooth was on the Hawks.
Darius Miles was a bust.
Ricky Rubio.
Darius Miles.
Ricky Rubio is still playing.
No, is Monty a bust? Monty Ellis?
No, he's not a bust. No.
If you have at least a few impactful years, you're not a bust. Like he fell off, don't get me wrong, but
what does that mean? Fell off? He got old.
Yeah.
You're not going to get LeBron's out there every single time.
Yeah, he wasn't a bust.
Everyone falls.
He wasn't a bust. He didn't win it.
Well, a lot of players.
He didn't win anything, but he had a bunch of years where he averaged 19, 20 plus points a game.
Yeah. Not a bust.
Let's see if I look at so there were only if you count 18.9 towards that, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 12 years he was in the NBA, he had at least 18.9 points per game.
Oh yeah. He's a solid player.
He was great on Golden State.
Yeah. But the only award he won was the most improved player in 2006, 2007. Didn't win a championship.
Remember those years, there were so many superstars in the
No, I
league.
get it, but I'm saying like I remember like picked up by Golden State and then picked up by Dallas, and he thought he was going to be this needle mover, and he just wasn't. He didn't make the whole team better. He was a good player. He just didn't do anything with it. But again, there's a lot of players that
just because you don't have any records doesn't mean you're a bust. Responding to Monte Don.
Yeah,
Damn,
that doesn't mean you're a bust just because you don't have records.
Was Ben Wallace undrafted?
Yeah, that was like the claim to fame.
That's impressive.
Oh my God, that Pistons teams with Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups. What's his name?
Rasheed Wallace.
Rasheed Wallace, and then my guy from Kentucky. Oh my God,
Tayshaun Prince or
Tayshaun Prince. Yeah,
I love that team.
That team was so good.
Yeah, someone needed to compete with the Lakers, and that was a squad to do it, to take them down. Yeah, early 2000s NBA, nothing like it.
Nothing like it, man.
Yeah.
All righty. What do you guys say we get into the action for today?
What you trying to go with? NHL?
Should we get NHL out of the way? Now Costy's so eager to give out his
pick.
You cashed the puck line yesterday.
I'm telling you, man.
Didn't get the money line, but a plus 1.5 came through. So
I take them both.
There you go.
You on Mondays you smoke Kraken. That's what you do. On Mondays you smoke Kraken.
Look, I don't know how you had to pass the time to get through, being cooped up in the house yesterday, but whatever you got to do, it's on you.
Watched a really good movie. Have you seen that movie?
Oh, no, hold on. You and critiquing anything film or TV related, we're giving pause to it. I'll give you the floor to at least say what it is, but if it's bad, I'm going to let you know.
How do you know it's bad? You haven't seen it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to give you the chance. And if I watch it and it's bad.
So it was on Netflix. It's called Carry On with Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman from the Ozarks.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprisingly, really good. Like when I saw the preview and I watched the trailer, I was like, looks kind of swag. And then a couple friends told me about it and I watched it. Highly recommend. It was good.
I'll check it out. Better not let me down.
Yeah, Coffee. If you come wrong with this one, it's
look. I got people in the comments. Man, comments vouch. See that?
Yeah. Hey, they're vouching.
Good.
Okay, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying your track record isn't great.
Just because Yellow Jackets you guys didn't like, a lot of people in the comments would tell me Yellow Jackets was a good show. The Penguin was a good show. Enough of your BS.
Oh,
and
I'm
Yellow
sorry.
Jackets is coming back.
Yeah, to suck again.
Season 3.
All right, we'll do the NHL in one full swoop. We got the. Let's see here. Let me just write that down. We got the Hurricanes and the Lightning. We got the Stars and the Rangers, the Senators and the Red Wings, the Oilers and the Bruins, Blue Jackets, Penguins, Maple Leafs, Flyers, Blues, Wild, Predators and the Jets, the Flames and the Ducks, and the Vegas Golden Knights and the San Jose Sharks. Brad, any hockey like?
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to go Hurricanes money line. I don't like fading the Lightning on, especially at home, but they're coming off a brutal road trip. They lost 4 straight. And I know this team will get back, but playing against the Hurricanes, one of the best teams in the NHL, I don't think this is the spot they get back. It's rare you could get the Hurricanes at pretty much even money this season. So I can't pass up on it. I'll take the Hurricanes there. And then you're not going to like this, Chris, but I'm going to take the Predators on the money line here. I'm fading the Jets. The Preds, they outscored their opponents 7-1 their last 2. They might be figuring things out. On the other hand, the Jets are coming off 2 losses. It was against the Red Wings and another team. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But like I said, I think the Preds might be figuring it out here. I'll take a shot with the plus money. We can't forget this roster is still really good. So I'm going to give them I'm gonna give him one last chance here.
Costi, you should be happy this isn't you for once.
I mean,
We can't have that kind of lunacy. We can't have that kind of lunacy.
Brad, we got to do something. It's 2025. Chris, you know, it's wrong.
I thought you would have appreciated that once it wasn't you.
No, I don't like it. I think it's a bad move in 2025. Everybody, it's freedom of speech. We could say what we want when we want. You keep taking us off. Just wait till I start my new show. You're not going to be on it on the same channel.
I'll jump on there, Costi.
Thanks, Brad. Got a lot of comments of people saying they're going to watch my new show. And you know what I'm going to do the new show? The same time as your show.
Oh,
2 live shows. People have to pick.
And if you ever wonder if Costi paid for comments and paid for likes, there it is. It's got a bunch of bots just saying, we'll watch.
Yeah, there's no people, just me talking to bots.
Yes. There's 2 people watching and it's you. It's got another computer open on the side.
Responding to myself.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to take a
Costi,
shot.
what do you like today? Oh, well, thanks, Costi. I like how
I'm very proactive today with the NHL. I'm going to take the plus money with the Bruins here. The Bruins still have a really good home record, 12-6. I know they've had a tough road stand. They lost 3 in a row on the road. They came home and they lost in overtime to the Islanders. Just plus money at home in the NHL, plus money in general in the NHL. You're going to make money long term. I get it. Edmonton's one of the best teams in the league, but still plus 125 at the crib. Give me the Bruins.
You said you're doing a hockey pick every day of the year, Costi?
Every day of the year, I'm going to do one hockey pick so Chris does a twirl in Vegas.
Okay, fair enough. We should keep track of the record, see what it is. See
it's been pretty good.
Pretty solid? Okay.
I've only been doing it for what, 4 days?
There's fine print to this though. You don't get the twirl if you're picking at like 30%.
I think there should be a percentage. I think it should be 50 and above.
Yeah, well, I will be 50 and above because I'm picking only dogs.
Oh, you're only picking dogs? Okay, that's tough.
We're not talking about unit size here.
No. I'm saying we're not talking about win-loss. We're talking about money gained.
Okay.
Money gained. I'll probably end up being 50%. I'm going to be in the plus. Okay. I've basically instituted the same exact model I use for baseball for underdogs in NHL, and I don't do NHL. So this is I'm doing the exact same homework and the exact same process. So this is what we're going to do every day until March 19th.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take the Anaheim Ducks plus money at home. They started to play really well. They've won 4 of their last 5, taken out some really good teams along the way. They've been 5-0 to the puck line in those 5 games as well. Wins over Edmonton, New Jersey, Winnipeg, Tampa Bay. They're playing some decent hockey. In Calgary, 13-6-3 at home. They're really good at home, but only 5-8-4 on the road. So give me the Ducks. And give me the Leafs. I'm a homer. I can't help it. But when the Leafs start picking it up, like they have here, they've won 4 straight. They're a team you don't want to step in front of. I know they play their much better hockey at home, but they are playing really well overall right now. And the defense is stepping up. The Flyers finally get back home after a 6-game road trip. I think it's going to take them a little bit of time to sort of get reacclimated here. I'm going to take the Maple Leafs at the reasonable price, minus 130. But
can you admit that the Preds have looked pretty damn good in their last 2 games?
Yeah, I can. But I can also admit that that no team has lost you more money on the road and overall this season than the Nashville Predators.
Fair rebuttal.
Worst mascot in sports.
Yes. So, okay. I don't know, Brad. I don't know if you're privy to this number. If I said to you, if you bet $100 on the Predators in each of their road games, how much money do you think you're down this season?
$100?
Yeah.
I would say 900.
Worse.
1,200.
$1,214 if you bet $100 on the Predators in each of their road games this season.
That's
They
bad.
have 5 road wins in 22 games. With a roster when you sign Steven Stamkos and Jonathan Marchessault, so I would expect you to win games, but
It's a new
I'll
squad.
admit they are playing.
It takes a while to gel.
It takes like 3 weeks. We're talking about like 2 months. This team has been bad, but they're starting to turn on. Maybe you're right, but I don't know. Something about Winnipeg at home. I don't know. Feels like there's just some magic there, but I could be wrong.
We'll see.
Costi, anything else?
1 pick a day until March 19th in hockey.
We have to keep. Are you keeping track of it?
I am 2-1 right now. I think I've only done it 3 times.
Okay.
I lost with the Caps. No, actually, I've had it 4 times. Trying to remember. I'll run it back.
All right. All right. Let's move into college hoops. Let's see. We got a stacked card today, and enough of a card that we can break it down into 2 time slots. We kind of did it all in one yesterday because there wasn't much action, but this time we got a lot. So we'll go from the beginning of the card up until about 7:30. We got NC Central, Morgan State. We got St. John's and Xavier. We've got Kent State, Northern Illinois. Central Michigan, Akron. Kentucky, Georgia. Ohio, Buffalo. Tennessee, Florida. Eastern Michigan, Toledo. Georgia Tech, Syracuse. Arizona, West Virginia. Pitt, Duke. Miami, Ohio, Ball State. Bowling Green, Western Michigan. Clemson, Louisville. And Tulane and UAB. Costi, what do you like here?
We went all the way to
7:30 Eastern.
Yeah, I think this is a trap here with Kentucky. I like Georgia at home. I feel like you're going to see a majority of the public here riding a team. They're going to see short spread. Kentucky 6 overall. They just beat Florida at home. Now they travel to Georgia. Georgia isn't even ranked. They haven't had a really tough schedule quite yet. I think the wrong team, honestly, is favored here. I think it should be Georgia laying 1.5 at home. So I'm going to take a shot here. I'm pretty confident getting Georgia in the points. I wouldn't even take the points. I would even just sprinkle a little bit on the money line as well.
Yeah, in this first set of games, I'm gonna go with Arizona against West Virginia. I think it's an Arizona team that's better than what they've shown to this point. They're finally starting to turn it on a little bit. West Virginia, I feel like they're punching a little bit above their weight here. You know, they have the win over Kansas, which is nice, but the win over Oklahoma State doesn't really do a whole lot for me. And this is an Arizona team I think realizes that now they have to start picking up wins and wins by margin to make up for the lackluster first part of the season they've had. Now, granted, they didn't lose games to bad teams. They beat the teams they were supposed to beat, but the losses came to teams that were inside the KenPom top 50. But now they're finally picking up against Cincinnati on the road, TCU. I think they get a key road win here against West Virginia, so I'll lay the 3 with Arizona. And I'm gonna take Clemson plus the 3.5. I just think it's a 2-point game if Louisville wins, if Clemson doesn't win it outright. I just think Clemson's a better team. Louisville, their 3-point shooting has gotten better, and that's what Pat Kelsey teams do, is they shoot a ton of threes. But Clemson, number 1 in the ACC so far in conference play in 3-point defense. And I just don't think that I don't think Louisville can pull away in this game. I think it's gonna be close if Clemson doesn't win it outright. So give me Clemson plus the 3.5. Brad?
Yeah, let's see. I love that Georgia pick. I'm on Georgia as well there. Syracuse, Georgia Tech. Look, Syracuse has been asked this season, don't get me wrong, but they're winning tonight. Georgia Tech, they've won their first 2 ACC games, but that was against Notre Dame and Boston College. I think both Notre Dame and Boston College will be bottom of the barrel ACC teams. And on the other hand, Syracuse has lost their first 2 ACC games. Now they get to go back home, finally play a winnable game going against Georgia Tech. I think these teams are pretty evenly matched. So good buy low spot on the orange, in my opinion. And then I'm on Florida. I'm going to lay the 2.5. There's a reason why Florida's favored in this game against the number 1 team in the country. They're coming off that loss against Kentucky on Saturday. I mean, they're playing at Rupp Arena. It was a wild game. I mean, if you watch that game, they played a good game of basketball. This Florida team is really good. And this game gives me the same vibe as earlier in the season when Auburn went into Duke and took their first loss. I think it's going to be that same situation. That place is going to be rocking. And yeah, Tennessee's going to take their first loss today.
Right. Move to the rest of the college hoops card, and it's still, like I said, a really solid, rest of the games on the board. Georgetown, Marquette, Utah, Iowa State, got Cincinnati, Baylor, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, Iowa, UIC, Missouri State, Tulsa, UTSA, SIU, Edwardsville, Eastern Illinois, Fresno State, Colorado State, Texas Tech, BYU, so keep going, LSU, Missouri, SMU, North Carolina, Auburn, Texas, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Utah State, San Jose State, Michigan, UCLA, New Mexico, Wyoming, UNLV, Boise State, and Loyola Marymount and St. Mary's. And I'm up first. I'm going to take Michigan plus the 3 against UCLA. I know UCLA's defense is solid, but there's only so many teams that you can beat scoring 65 points a game and relying on defense to get the job done. Not often that a team on the road is actually going to have less travel than the team at home. But that's what we see here with UCLA coming back from out east. Michigan would just played at USC over the weekend. UCLA is coming back from a road game at Nebraska. I think that might hurt them here. So I'm going to take Michigan plus the 2.5, 3, whatever you can get the line at. I'm also going to take SMU plus the 6.5 against UNC. I think this SMU team is going to do exactly what the football team did. Take their first season in the ACC and make the most of it. Be very competitive. This is a really good SMU team. North Carolina, this season has had a tendency to dig themselves into holes early and have to try to dig themselves out of it. And there are certain teams you're not going to be able to do that against. And I think that SMU is quietly a team that could do that to North Carolina, not let them back in. So I'm going to take SMU plus the 6.5. I'm just looking and see if there's anything else here. Yeah, give me Georgetown plus the 12 against Marquette. I like this Cooley coach team. I like Georgetown in the dog roll. They're going to be competitive this season. Already, 12 wins on the year. I know Marquette is a really good team at home. They're still one of the best teams in the country. But I think Georgetown can compete here. So I'm going to take Georgetown plus the 12. Brad?
Yeah, this back half of the slate is incredible.
Stacked.
Stacked. Pretty much every game. Let's see. Where do I start? Let's go. I'm going to take Baylor laying the 5.5 against Cincinnati. I'm scared the Cincinnati team was a bit overrated. We saw them lose their first 2 Big 12 games this season, and in both those games they were favorited. Now they had to go into Baylor, which is one of the more difficult places to play. And Baylor is also fresh off a tough loss against Iowa State where they got blown out in that game. I think they put a beating on Cincinnati. I don't think this spread is high enough. So give me Baylor minus 5.5. They could probably win that one by double digits. Texas, Auburn, give me Texas plus the points. I personally think Auburn is the best team in the country, but way too many points to lay on the road. This Texas team is talented. They have size. They're athletic. They'll be able to keep it within double digits. And then Texas Tech, BYU, give me Texas Tech on the money line. Anytime we've seen BYU play anyone somewhat competent, they lost. They lost to Houston, Ole Miss, and Providence. Their best win this season was probably Arizona State at home, which BYU was favored by 9.5 points in that game. Texas Tech is coming off a 28-point win on the road against Utah. I think this line's a bit disrespectful. Give me Texas Tech on the money line.
See?
So there was a request and in the comments about me doing my pick prediction bilingual. And Chris is going to, as always, Chris has some kind of formula where he could.
Yes.
Yeah, he knows exactly what I'm saying. So
for which pick? Which pick?
So я буду взять Iowa State. Они дают 17.5 points. Они очень хорошие игроки. Они знают, как shooting, because you could see my Russian's not that great, but I'm trying here, Chris.
Yeah, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Как было
Whoa.
как было yesterday, когда я говорил Houston, одинаковая игра будет сегодня. So, Iowa State minus 17.5.
Yeah, okay. So basically, what I got from that was Iowa State good, put belt to ass, Utah shit in conference play. There we go. See, I'm like, I just did a 23andMe. I'm like 8% Russian. I had borscht yesterday. I'm good. Like I'm all right. Like there you go. So we're good. Yeah. See, I'm fluent. Like what else do you want?
Hey, all you guys need to hear is the pick. You don't need the breakdown.
Exactly.
Everything in between doesn't matter.
It's just like going on a car ride. You can fall asleep during the middle as long as you get to your destination. That's all that matters. Oh man, that was funny. All right,
we're global, not local.
I believe the word of the day for it is diverse. We're diverse.
Global, like Eric Pathy says, global, not local.
Do I speak French in Canada? They do. I don't. I don't speak French up here. I forgot all my French in like first year of high school. I think that was the only year it was mandatory to take it. After that, it went. I don't even. I know like Je m'appelle bibliothèque. I think I just said my name is library.
What are you talking? What are you talking
I think Où est le pamplemousse? I think that's where's the grapefruit. I think that's. I'm showing off my French, Costi, just like I'm showing off my Russian.
It's very soon. It's going to start at the exact same time as the morning show on the same channel.
And Costi, Jesus, Costi's also going to host it. See,
I'm hosting it with myself. Brad's going to be on. I don't know how Brad.
He's going to host it at the corner of Nat and Burr.
Yeah, I'll make an appearance here and there. We got
it at the same time.
It's just like the drive-through. It's like everybody's supposed to make an appearance once a week.
Show will only be in Russian.
Show will only be in Russian with subtitles.
It's just like some random show where it's just like Costi and Brad are talking about a game and a random cartoon comes on the screen. It's a commercial for like a cheese company or something like that. It's just like this most random ass show. I can't wait. I'll give Costi credit.
It's in the works.
Your Russian is pretty good. Even though you're learning, it's still
Spasibo. That's just thank you, Chris.
Okay. Da.
Niet.
What's the other Russian I know? If he dies, he dies.
Chris, you are a suka.
Hey.
You know what that is?
No.
You're a bitch.
Wow.
The pause was hilarious.
And you wonder why I take you off the screen.
Hey, you're just a female dog. It's okay. It's not a bad thing.
Nice to see that Costi can find a dictionary. Yeah, see, other people know what I really want to say to Costi right now.
What's that mean?
Look that up.
I'm not looking anything up. Looking up the NBA card.
Yeah, not on your work computer.
Might get kicked out of here. But today I'm not safe because I'm back in the office. Yesterday I was completely safe. Eric walked in yesterday. We're in.
I was seriously waiting for him to walk into your house. Like I'm not joking. I was hoping that he was just gonna like bike through the snow, just trudge through, do what he had to do to get to your place, and just poke his head in.
What would have been the best if he rode his bicycle to my house?
That's what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden, Eric just popped in like.
So what's the difference between a pro versus a Joe?
A pro is someone that is simply wagering on sports to make money. It's an alternate form of investing. Instead of the stock market, instead of crypto, instead of commodities, it just happens to be sports. They're betting on a number, not a team. A Joe is usually a fan or someone that enjoys spending their weekend wagering, especially on college football and pro football, and is not really interested in playing every small market such as NHL, tennis, golf. That's the difference between a pro and a Joe.
And one, every time. My new show is going to be on the same channel exactly at the same time as the morning show.
Little known fact that short was actually filmed in my hotel room.
Every short was filled in your hotel room. 90% of them on that day.
Yeah. There's times where we went downstairs and we walked through the hotels and almost got
Chris,
kicked out.
speaking of shorts, you said that you're doing some where you're at now.
Yes.
Is Brandon in Toronto?
No. We connect digitally.
Virtual.
Oh,
He's out west.
Gotcha. I was about to say.
Yeah. No, I just
Brandon's in California. That's where he's
yeah.
originally.
I don't know if you would survive up here.
Yeah. I thought he traveled to you. I was like, damn. Dedication.
No. He will be there in March though.
Oh yeah.
So we'll
I'll be here in no time.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's get into the national basketball.
Did you give out your picks for that back end?
Yeah, I did. I went first in that one.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot you gave out
Yeah.
Michigan. Just making sure.
Yes. All right, we'll start with, oh my goodness, this line shot up. The Rockets and the Wizards and the Suns on the back-to-back taking on the Hornets. Brad?
Yeah, I don't love laying 12 on the road, but I'm going to do it with the Rockets here. Looks like Jordan Poole is questionable for this one. Even if he plays, who knows if he's going to be 100%. He's dealing with a hip injury. As someone who has had hip injuries and lower back pain, I know how much that could affect you on the court. So, I mean, Washington's so weak in the paint. I think Sengun has a big game. I think this team tears them up. So give me the Rockets minus 12. And then Suns Charlotte. You know, I gave out the Hornets. I did the video on this game. I actually gave out the Hornets, but I'm not gonna lie. I liked how the Suns looked last night against the Sixers. I think benching Bradley Beal was a good idea. And for the Suns, it was one of those things where I was just waiting for them to pick up a win, waiting for them to get some momentum, and they got that last night. So I'm kind of leaning more towards the Suns now. This is going to be a stay away for me, but the Suns are a way more talented team, and like I said, they did pick up a nice win last night. So I'm leaning Suns.
Costi, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm staying away from the Houston game. This is just not the spot that I take Houston in, especially laying double digits on the road. I know Washington is as bad as ever, but you know I think it's just too many points. It just smells like a backdoor cover here, so I'm staying away there. And I'm with Brad. I like what I saw out of Phoenix. Hopefully they bring that same type of energy tonight. Bringing Beal off the bench definitely showcased the team that it's like when there's too many chefs in the kitchen all on the same court at the same time, it hurt them. Spreading out that lineup and getting Beal a run with those second guys where he's more of a primary scorer definitely helped them, and it showed last night. Charlotte is total ass. I know it's a back end of a back-to-back here, but with travel, I'm still on Phoenix here, laying the points.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Rockets here. Just have no desire to back the Washington Wizards. I know the Rockets are a better team at home than they are on the road, but there's nothing that makes me want to back the Washington Wizards in this spot, even catching 13 points. This is a team that's played, I think 33 games this year. They've lost 27, 25 losses by double digits. I think the Rockets are just heads and shoulders the better team here. So give me the Rockets. And that Suns Hornets game, I really don't have a strong feel for. So probably taking a pass on that one. We'll move on to the Lakers and the Mavericks and the Timberwolves and the Pelicans. Costi.
Yeah, I can't take Dallas at home even with the points here. They've they've turned into the Memphis Hustle of last year, where everybody is just banged up and they're riding this 5-game losing streak. They're not even keeping these games relatively close. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of laying a big number like this on the road. But the fact that Dallas is playing a back end of a back-to-back, but the Lakers are rested, I think there's an added advantage here. I think the spread is right where it should be, though. So I'm not big on this game, not rushing to the window, but it's Lakers for me, or just not bet it. And then in the other one, Minnesota is the house of disappointment, but when they go on the road against crappy teams, they have been playing much better. They haven't played each other yet this season. So, look, New Orleans, the 2 wins that they really got in 2025 before that crazy losing streak was both against the Wizards. Of course, you're going to have a get-right game versus the Wizards. So I'm not putting too much emphasis on this team. 5.5, I think, is an advantage here. I think Minnesota should be favored by 7. New Orleans is just complete ass, and they will take them behind the woodshed. So since we're on the road, there's no house of disappointment. We're in a tour bus here with Minnesota, and they're not going to disappoint you in the tour bus. Go ahead and take the Timberwolves.
The hotel of disappointment.
No. Tour bus.
I feel like hotel has a better ring to it, but
Well, then you got to keep going, traveling to all these different hotels.
Yeah, exactly. There's only one. Yeah.
Fair.
I think this tour bus is broken down. I think the bathroom's not working.
Oh no, that's the worst. You can't flush.
Yeah. Someone took a Del Taco dump and
no.
Broken. So give me the Pelicans plus the 5.5. I think I was even shocked. I was saying this in the video as well, but it looks like Zion's back, or at least is close to coming back for this game.
Really now?
Starting to get healthy. He was listed as questionable.
Interesting.
So, if I know it's going to take a while for him to really get fully acclimated, and him coming back into the fold. The way I look at it is that some teams, when you have a star player come back, it throws off the team chemistry for the first little bit because they were trying to figure out how to play without him. But it's not like the Pelicans could have gotten any worse.
Well, you've seen this in the past. When Zion comes back, and I'm saying this for him specifically, you could see he's out of shape. He'll put in like a good 10-minute stretch, and then he's sitting on the bench just because the conditioning for him has always been the hardest part, let alone coming off injury conditioning. We've seen this story before. He comes back first game and he plays limited minutes just because he can't be out there that long. So I'm not too worried about that one.
But my other stance on it is how many times we've seen the Minnesota Timberwolves shit the bed.
I don't love it by any means.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it to you. Yeah. I'm saying to some people in the comments who are saying that it's not about Zion or whatever. I'm just saying how many times have we seen Minnesota absolutely
well, they are the house of disappointment. It's
sure
not many other teams.
Poor foundation.
Poor foundation. Should have paid the right contractor. They went cheap. They did it themselves. They went to YouTube. They built their own house from YouTube instead of paying the contractor. This is what happens.
Instead of paying the contract.
They did not pay a contract.
They went handy manny instead of asking for Bob the Builder. They just went. They took the cheaper.
Well, it's like somebody who posted this thing on one of the social media outlets. They were like, "This contractor tried to dick us over. This contract. So you know what? We did it ourselves." And they show this. They show this addition, and it's like leaning.
Oh, I think Costy's leaning.
Did he freeze? Oh, there he's
back. There he is.
Why am I? What happened? Who did that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Lean back.
Yeah, but
yeah.
For about 5 seconds, we just see Costy.
Did you hear my voice?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Were you saying that someone was saying something about a contractor and they was leaning?
Yeah, they said they wouldn't use a contractor.
Oh man.
So they
Someone
went to
doesn't want me to
YouTube.
get this story out.
It's frozen
go.
again.
It froze
Forget to
again.
pay the Wi-Fi bill.
I'm done. Right. Oh, it's not that important. Yeah, that perk 8. It's not a perk, man. Perks have acetaminophen in them. This
Did you
is
bring
an
it? Did you bring it with you?
I forgot it.
Damn it.
It's an OxyContin 80 milligram plush toy.
Costi went looking for stuffed animals on Temu for Christmas, and that's what got sent to him. Oh, man. All right. Final 3 games on the card.
I didn't give out my picks, Chris.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
You're all good. I'm going to run through it quick. I don't love either of these games. Lakers, Mavs. When I looked at this game yesterday, it was Lakers -4.5. Now it's all the way up to 7. I'm still going to lean the Lakers. I mean, no Luka, no Mavs for me. And Kyrie, he's been dealing with the illness. I think he may have the same thing that Jay has, honestly, because he's been out for a few games now. So I don't know if he's going to play in this one. Definitely keep an eye on the injury report. But I mean, Lakers have won and covered in 7 of their last 10. Mavs have lost and not covered in 5 straight. Don't love it, but I'm going to lean Lakers. And yeah, give me the tour bus here. Give me the T-Wolves. This one's gross. T-Wolves are 13-21-1 ATS. Pels are 14-22 ATS. So it's brutal. Minnesota on the back end of a back-to-back, but I still think they're just such a better team. I mean, the Pels picked up 2 wins against the Wizards. Good for them, but that's against the Wizards. This is the spot I want to fade them. So I'll take the T-Wolves there.
All right. Go to our last set of games. We've got the Hawks and the Jazz. Wait a minute. Did the Hawks play tomorrow? Hold on. I got to see something here. Do the Hawks play tomorrow?
No.
They do not.
Playing
We're
the
going to be
9th
having
game.
our first Hawkless Romanelli Wednesday in months. It's a shame. Jazz Hawks, we got the Heat and the Warriors and the Celtics and the Nuggets. Is it me here first, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets plus the 6. I know the Celtics are still one of the better teams in the NBA. They're much better off a loss than after a win. But we're catching 6 points at home with the Denver Nuggets. I've looked at the injury report. There's nothing for me looking at like there's any new injuries that have popped up to where this line would get to 6. I just can't get there. I know this, like I said, I know the Celtics are the better team, but they're your defending champions. But I still think that the Nuggets can keep this one close, if not win it outright at home. So give me the Nuggets plus the 6. Not looking to lay 9.5 with the Warriors in any situation. Not looking to back the Heat either. So maybe an under in that game. And Hawks Jazz. Woof. No, thank you. Pass on that one. Costi.
I'm taking the Jazz here. I don't love it. The Jazz have been a disappointment for me at home. This was a ATM for me last year. No idea what's going on in that franchise. They really didn't lose much from last year. But the Hawks as a away favorite are they're 25%. They're 1-4. So I'm not taking a team that in these spots, they're garbage. I mean, this is the spot where you fade them over and over. You're kind of starting to see the Hawks come back to life. They're not on the DMB list again yet, just because they had a stretch. But what did they do? They won 4 games and they covered in a row. The 4 games in a row when we kind of like temporarily were talking about maybe removing them from the DMB list. But they went right back to their Hawk ways. I know it was an extended road trip where they lost 3 in a row and they played some tough competition, but this is still the road trip and they're still on the road and they're not playing well. As bad as the Jazz are, only winning 2 games at home, I still think it's too many points. Hawks win, Jazz cover, and same with Denver. Stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib for a reason, giving them 6 points. I don't care who they play. You can't name a team in the NBA, Denver catching 6 at home late at night. It's a late game, 10 p.m. at altitude. You know everybody on Denver is going to get up for this game. They've only been a dog twice this year at home. So for them to get catching 6 against a Boston team that, I mean, the numbers suck for them ATS. As good of a team as they are, they're 14-21 ATS. Give me Denver getting the points at home. I don't like the other game. Not playing it.
All righty. Yeah, you might have talked me into Nuggets money line. I might be able to get there.
It's not crazy to take the Nuggets money line. They're definitely a live dog. Definitely, by far.
Chris, you skipped me again, man.
Yeah, what's up?
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
What did I do to you, man? Did I say something?
You took the Predators.
He removed you from the screen. Come on, Brad. Just come to my show, man. I will never.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm sorry. I genuinely did not mean to. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'll forgive you.
I think Costi. You know what it is? I think Costi started talking, and that's when it got me.
Maybe.
We're just going. You know what? We're going this way now. This way.
Counterclockwise.
Okay.
All right. But let's see. For this slot, I actually like this slot. I'm on the Jazz here. You know, Hawks are in the middle of a brutal road trip. This will be their 5th road game in a row, and then they have another one in Phoenix for their next one. So, I mean, this Hawks team hasn't looked good on this road trip, and I mean, the Jazz will be coming in with some momentum. They beat the Heat by 36, the Magic by 13. They were 9-point dogs in both those games. So, I mean, the Jazz have been awful at home this season. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, in this type of matchup, I'll take the hot team getting the hot team getting 6.5. Let's see. I'm on Nuggets +6 as well. Similar to the Hawks, the Celtics are on a brutal road trip right now. They had to play at Houston, at Minnesota, at OKC, and now they finished this road trip at Denver, whereas Denver has had a couple of nights of rest. So you're going to give me 6 points with a Nuggets team. I'll take that there. And then I'm going to lay it with the Warriors. The Heat are in shambles right now. I mean, you're dealing with the Jimmy Butler drama. They've lost and failed to cover in 3 straight. They just played last night. This is the second game of a long West Coast road trip for them. Laying 9.5 with the Warriors. It's not for the faint of heart. It's gross, but I'll take my shot with it.
And they blew a lead. They were up in that game yesterday, the Heat, and then they just blew a lead. And It's like completely deflated.
Yeah. Were they up big?
I'm trying to remember exactly the score where they got taken. It was in the first half. I mean, they got outscored by 10 in the fourth.
Yeah.
They were up after 3, and then they got outscored, and then they got taken to overtime. So it was like they were up, and then they got taken to overtime, and we all know you don't ever want the dog in overtime.
No. Yeah,
that's what it kills you.
That's brutal. Yeah, Warriors for me. I got a question, Kasi. Are you a Wizards fan? It's okay if you are, man. You could admit it. It's fine.
No, not. I've never. So the Wizards are Washington Wizards. So they were never like, they used to be the Baltimore Bullets, which was by far the best logo ever. And then they took that away from us. So now they went to the Wizards, and it's a Washington thing. That's why I like the Capitals. I've never really been an NHL fan because even though a lot of people are Capitals fans here, I've always been Ravens and Orioles.
Okay.
That's been the 1-2 because we actually got the Ravens back in 96, and that's when I was entering high school. So like my entire, childhood from 16 on has been Ravens. That's my main thing. I'm not even really a baseball fan. I'm a baseball bettor, but truly not a baseball fan. But football, I'm all in all the time, college and pro.
Gotcha. I heard you were a linebacker in college or in high school on the last show. Did any pick sixes or anything like that? Any highlight plays?
Yeah, I've had. Well,
is there any
so funny? I played flag football up until about 5 years ago. So up to my mid-30s, I played flag, and I had a lot of pick sixes in a flag league, but we didn't when I played high school football, it was a lot of running. They weren't pro offenses. So it's rare for a linebacker to get a pick six because they weren't throwing the ball much. It was a lot of running.
Okay, fair. I was curious.
I never grew. Like in ninth grade, I peaked.
Mhm.
Like ninth grade, I came in, got moved up to varsity at the end of my freshman year. I was 5'10", 195, and I literally never grew. So I stayed at 5'10". And so sophomore year, junior, like I never got any bigger. So I couldn't play like my size. I mean, I got up to like, I think 210, 215. I just wasn't big enough. If I was like 6'1", 220, athletically, I was able to probably get there. But without that size, I couldn't play college ball. Stop growing.
Yeah.
Shame.
Sounds like in high school you're like a Brian Urlacher though. That's the vibes I get.
No, so I wore number 52 for Ray Lewis.
Okay.
Played middle linebacker. Obsessed with him. Yeah, I mean, I made all county. I wasn't like anything special, but I did a lot of gang tackles. And you know, like in high school, like the stat keeper is like the person on the sideline. I feel like they were just giving me assisted tackles too much. And at the end of the year, like I led the team in tackles, but I was just, like, I had nowhere near as many solo tackles. It was all gang tackles, and they just like write it on the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
What was your sack dance?
So I didn't have a sack dance.
You were humble.
There wasn't a lot of dances back then. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a thing. Before, it's like you get the job done, get back to the next play.
Just a blue collar linebacker, man.
Blue collar linebacker, just get shit done. And then Ray insinuated the dance, but this was I became 52, 99, 2000. Yeah. Right around when Ray came in the league.
Yeah, I knew all the viewers wanted a summary of your high school career, so I thought I would ask.
That was it. And then I played lacrosse. I was a midfielder in lacrosse.
Okay.
That's the only two sports I played.
Yeah, I didn't make my freshman high school basketball team. If I did, I would be in the NBA right now, but they slept on me. So I did play lacrosse as well, midfield too.
So lacrosse in Maryland is huge. I mean, all the colleges are here that are incredible.
Yep.
Same thing with high school, because we have a lot of Metro, which is like the private schools here, that are top in the country year after year after year. So, and then we have like the colleges here, Hopkins, John Hopkins, incredible at lacrosse. Loyola is really good at lacrosse. Maryland, University of Maryland's really good.
Yep.
Just a lot of the smaller schools in Maryland, and PA is really big in lacrosse. So,
yeah, coming up, Johns Hopkins was my favorite school to watch on ESPNU. Anytime they had a game, I would tap in.
So my best friend from high school, not my best friend, one of my really good friends, played goalie for Hopkins, ended up being two-time national champion. Name was Jesse Schwartzman.
Okay. That's actually rings a bell.
Yeah, he was a two-time national champion at Hopkins. Then he went to play for Denver Outlaws, won the title there, then played on the U.S. national team and won a title there.
Well, was that the Paul Rabel team?
Yeah.
Did that ring a bell? Yeah.
Yep.
That was legendary. I was watching him as a young
Actually,
brother.
Was it Paul Rabel? Might have been Kyle Harrison.
Okay.
It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesse was good. He was a really good goalie. Chris, what did you do? Shot put?
He's O-line.
No,
I
you
was
did shot
O-line.
put.
Left tackle?
I know I was center.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I was a center.
Got to be kind of quick at left tackle.
Yeah.
Do you have your helmet still?
No, we had to return our stuff at the end of the year. The only thing we got to keep was our jersey.
You should get a helmet and do a show with the helmet on.
I think that's an awful idea.
I mean,
look, just
because you're gonna have your own show. You're on the show. I won't be here anymore for entertainment, so you'll just have the show with the helmet on.
Well, you have to be here. Kind of. I might. I don't know. Let's see.
Well, what's football like in Canada, Chris? Is the competition level there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, but the thing is, it's just like you can't compare. I don't think you can compare it.
Yeah,
because it's just like comparing. It's seriously like comparing apples to oranges, honestly. Because I mean, the level, like obviously, you're going to compete with people around your caliber, but at the same time, you know. So my shining achievement from I'm not gonna say shining achievement, but like the one thing I'll always be able to hang my hat on is that I actually pancaked Brent Urban.
Okay.
I think he was playing. Costi, is Brent Urban still with the Ravens?
Yeah.
I pancaked him. Yeah, I pancaked him in the game in high school. Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool. I like that.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
That is big because Brent Urban is huge now. Back in high school,
he was massive. He was massive. There was no. Yeah. Oh, and I chop blocked him too. He didn't like that too much.
Man, Chris was a dirty player. Did not play fair.
Look. The coach called the blocking scheme. He told us to chop block. I only do what I'm told. I'm not trying to get benched. I'm like, I can do that on my own. I don't need anybody else to help me get benched. So
I feel like Chris played with a lot of heart,
A lot of heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, my team sucked.
He's the locker room guy too.
Yeah, we had to have heart. My team sucked. We went like our best year when I played was it was a small division. It was only like a 2-month season. So it was like we went 3-3, and that was our best season. And then we went like 1-4 and then 0-4-1 or something like that. So yeah, it was interesting. But it is what it is. I wish I could get some of those days back, but I miss them.
I saw in the comments. I don't know how long you guys want to do the show, but I saw someone ask any value picks for Super Bowl futures. And any plus money you guys are looking at? I know you're probably on the Ravens, which I understand.
It's not good value. I would for value purposes.
I think it's decent.
I mean, I think that right now the value sucks on most because there's only 7 teams in. If you caught them, the real value, if you're talking about getting a Super Bowl, just who's going to win the Super Bowl is a couple weeks ago when you have a team coming off a loss like Philly a couple weeks ago when Jalen Hurts went down was really good value. 700 is not good value. It's not good value. 7-1. I mean, the good value, because unless you're just doing it as a big ticket bet, are you looking for a lottery ticket or are you just looking for just
like
quick cash?
Something that you think could hit and has good value. Like if
Eagles are still probably up there pretty good. Even the Bills, both of them said in the comments, Bills are good just because you're getting home game, a team they potentially beat, or the team that they already beat with the Chiefs, or another home game. It's tough to play up there in Buffalo. I still don't think Bills are going to take it. I could see them losing this week. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I like Eagles or Ravens.
I mean, I'm non-biased, but I'm not betting on them to make it just because they'll upset me. There's no value really on the Ravens right now, but
you gonna lay 10 this weekend?
I mean, there's a reason why they were 7 last game. I'm telling you, I've been watching the Ravens-Steelers lines for 15 years. Maybe 2 times have I seen them over 3.5 points. Maybe 4 at most. Last game was 7. Now it's 10. I mean, the odds makers are basically begging. They're just baiting you to take the Steelers.
Yeah,
they're baiting you to take the Steelers. No, I'm not taking the Steelers here. They're outmatched. Defensively, they're not the same. They peaked way too early. I've been saying this all year. Their schedule was front-loaded really light, and the back end was really tough. Like that 3 games in 11 days run was really, really hard for them, and you saw them lose 4 of their last 5. 3 of their last 4, and the Ravens swept. So I think we're going to blow them out. This is going to be a statement game for the Ravens. I just hope we don't lose Todd Monken getting interviewed by the Bears. I thought you can't interview until the season's over or your team's out of the playoffs. What's up with that? Didn't they have that rule for a while? Like you can't interview.
I thought they did.
I'm not too sure, honestly.
I thought they did.
Yeah, and yesterday they were having Mike McCarthy, who's still a coach for the Cowboys, getting interviewed. Never seen that before.
Yeah.
Getting interviewed by the Bears as well.
I don't know what the Bears are doing, man. I'm not a Mike McCarthy guy personally.
I'm not either. He's old school, and new school wins. Old school doesn't work.
Yeah.
Philosophies, old school coaches.
But would you consider Mike Vrabel old school?
No,
because
he's a new breed. He's not really an old school coach because he was a player.
Yeah.
When Mike McCarthy was coaching Green Bay, Mike Vrabel is a beast. I mean, he's like kind of reminds me of the same style as Dan Campbell, like gritty, tough leader. Yep. And then you still got to position yourselves with offensive and defensive coordinators. Obviously, you see that with Campbell. He brought in Ben Johnson, who's probably the youngest and most innovative coordinator, probably going to be gone to some team, if not this year, next year. And Aaron Glenn, taking these ex-players and turning them into defensive coordinators has been more of the new approach in the NFL over the last 10 years, where they're not taking those old school. And I'm not saying like a Brian Flores or all these guys that are like old school, really good defensive coordinators is a bad move, but that's like the new move. They tried that with Mayo and in the Patriots, taking a linebacker that played for them. It just didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Vrabel for the Bears it just feels right, but I don't know if he's not a play caller, so they're gonna need the coordinators. But I feel like Vrabel to the Bears is a good fit. I don't know how him and Caleb would work, but I don't know. It just seems right.
I don't know. That organization is broken.
Yeah.
From the top down, and a lot of times it's not just the players, it's the approach, it's the coach, it's the general manager. And they have the talent. They have maybe the offensive line needs some help. Obviously throwing in when you have a team like the Commanders who brought in a rookie quarterback, but they went out and got the pieces that were veterans, like a Bobby Wagner on defense, veteran. They brought in guys on offense that could take away and not put all the pressure on Jaden Daniels, and they brought him up correctly, and it's worked. And other teams do that, and it doesn't work. So it's just hard to put all the pieces together.
It is, yeah. Yeah, someone said Pete Carroll to the Bears. I like that. I can see that. That seems nice.
There was interest from Carroll. I know that. So we'll see if it comes to fruition. But
parlay time?
Let's do it.
In parlay. Before we get into that, Brad, what do you got for sale over at Pick Dogs today?
Yeah, I got a 3-pack on the site. My 2 best college basketball plays and my best NBA play. Absolutely love today's slate. It is beautiful. Like I said, I got kind of burned last night with the T-Wolves pushing, so I'm looking for some vengeance. And then if you just want my best pick of the day, it's in college basketball. You can check that out on the site for $15.
Koss, you want to let everybody know about what Sharp Trading Place is going on?
Yeah, so with Dime Club and Sharp Trading, we just take it to the next level outside of just regular handicapping picks. We give you the opportunity to talk to you every single day and give you consultation on how to bet, when to bet, how much to bet, what line is good, what line is bad. It's a lot more than just buying picks online. So if you're interested and you have a bigger bankroll, I can hook you up with my different syndicates that I've cultivated over the last 20 years and see if it's for you. But at least 5K or more would make sense with doing something long-term with these trading programs. So if that interests you, going over to Pick Dogs, click Premium Picks, you'll see insider plays, my cell phone numbers there.
For me today at Pick Dogs, I got a $15 college hoops play of the day. Didn't cash yesterday with Ohio State, like we mentioned earlier, but going to come back strong today. I really like today's cards, so locking in. I got a 5-pack, including that play of the day for power conference games. Also got my mid-major money ball 3-pack for the smaller conferences. Also going to have an NHL and an NBA play on the board. This is one of those days where it's actually cheaper to hop on long-term than to buy everything individually. So and you actually get a few more days worth of plays. So just something worth checking out. Remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. But all right, now it's that time. Parlay. Brad, what do you like?
I'm gonna do a little 2-teamer, 2 dogs. Give me Jazz money line, Nuggets money line.
Shit. Costi, what do you like?
I'm gonna go Iowa State, Michigan, and Syracuse.
Let's go for mine. We'll go with, I like that Nuggets money line. I'm going to try to go money line as well. Nuggets money line with the Maple Leafs money line. And try to see if there's maybe one more hockey I can throw on there. Let's go with the Minnesota Wild on the money line. Which one did you throw out?
I said Preds.
Oh, no.
I'll just mess with you.
You clearly do not know me all that well then if you think I'm going to bet the Predators. All right. Well, I appreciate Brad and Costi for joining me again. Costi coming in on short notice. And yeah, we'll be back here bright and early tomorrow. It's supposed to be Jay coming back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see him back. The wraparound I'm going to do after we get off of here. So it'll be up very, very shortly if you're looking for my opinion on all the NHL games. Brad and I are going to have the daily videos up later tonight. Check out Costi's videos. Check out all the videos we have over at Pick Dogs. Everyone's doing some great content. So any last words, guys?
Money making Tuesday.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Appreciate you guys.
See you guys. This is my last time on this show. New show
until Friday. Until Friday.
Until Friday.
We'll see you guys.